Tuesday Night Baseball from Tropicana Field in beautiful St. Petersburg as the Rays welcome in the Toronto Blue Jays for the first of 3 games in this series. The final time these two American League East rivals will meet in 2017. And welcome in for a Tuesday night of Rays baseball. I'm Rich Hollenberg. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson will be by shortly with the call of Rays and Jays Game 1. But tonight is a special night of baseball here on Fox Sports Sun. It's demo day all night long, and we'll be joined by Orestes Destrada and Doug Wechter with special commentary and demonstrations throughout the game. Boys?
Hey, Dougie Fresh and I love a demo day. This is fun. We get to, do a lot of different things that we normally don't see inside of a baseball game. And mostly, they're going to be surprised, Dougie, how similar they really are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the things that we're going to see, firstly, is going to be Ed Buffalo. He's stampeding Wilson Ramos. We've been waiting for him to get hot. He's about 100, 115 at-bats into the game, into the season, after being injured, and you're seeing it now. One of the reasons you're seeing it is because he's lowered his hands. A lot of time, big guys like that, it's all about balance. And when his hands were up higher, I think it really got him off balance a lot of times that he was spinning. So he was up here quite a bit, and he was up here when he was getting set, and then he was kind of off balance, and he was spinning around, getting a lot of ground balls, shortstop, third base. Now all of a sudden, Buffalo noticed that, and Wilson's down here. And what's happening is just staying nice and quiet and exploding on the ball. He's got so much power to the opposite field. You know he can pull, but it's watch the hits that are going on the sliders or the curveballs away to center and to right center. Power, power, power. Speaking of power, what about some power pitching?
How about that
How do you
segue?
like that?
How about that?
Demo day, baby.
2 things that Orestes just hit on real quick. Keeping your hips in line and following through. That's 2 things that you're actually going to be able to witness here with Chris Archer. We're going to talk a little bit about why he's so powerful. Watch his lower half in these highlight videos. Right here. He's going to get to his balance point and then explode. Okay? He gets to his balance point. He doesn't rush toward home plate. And it's really that drive. The lower half off the backside, that push is what creates that depth to his slider. And it also creates the power behind the fastball. This guy consistently throws mid-90s, all right? So he does that by what? He does it by getting to his balance point right here, not rushing forward, all right, getting to his balance point, and then exploding off the backside. That's one main reason. Orestes just hit on another. He's not opening up too soon. He talked about hitters. They got to stay in line. Well, the same thing about pitching. You have to stay in line till the last minute. And once you're in the throwing position, that's when everything turns and he lets it through. Here's another great image. Chris Archer from the side. You see how everything gets driven off the backside and then boom, whips right at the end. And because of that end, because of that finish, that's where all that power is coming from, and you'll be able to witness that tonight.
Chris Archer will be making his 24th career start against the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, the most times he's faced any team in his major league career. We have 6.5 minutes to go till first pitch of Game 1 between the Rays and the Jays. And when we come back on the other side of this break, it'll be Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with the call. And stay tuned, more great demos from Doug and O coming up.
brought to you by your local Ford dealers, by the Florida Department of Transportation, which reminds you to drive sober or get pulled over, and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays open this series at the Trop tonight. Chris Archer, after his 9th win, in with a record of 8-7. Chris Raleigh doing the pitching for Toronto. First pitch, moments away. It will be Chris Archer heading to the mound for the Rays tonight to open this 3-game series home games against the Toronto Blue Jays. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Blue Jays will lead off with Nori Aoki in right field, followed by Josh Donaldson, who will be starting at shortstop tonight. Justin Smokes at first, and Jose Bautista will hit cleanup and play third base. The DH, Kendrys Morales, Steve Pearce in left. Miguel Montero will do the catching, hitting in front of Kevin Pillar. Ryan Goins at second base, bats ninth.
And for Chris Archer, a familiar foe. This is a team that he will be making his 24th start of his career against, and also his last outing, the second of a back-to-back. Went 7 innings up in Rogers Center in Toronto, gave up 3 earned runs in a no decision, striking out 10. Nobody walked.
And here is the first pitch of this game. It comes in a bit high. 1-0. Aoki at 265 on the year. He's hit 190 since coming to Toronto from Houston, and unloads this one deep and gone to right field. A 1-0 pitch, and Aoki has just belted a home run. He's in the lineup tonight leading off. He's 4 for 9, now 5 for 10 against Archer. And he hits his 4th home run of the year.
Yeah,
his 2nd in a Blue Jay uniform.
Not only do you squeeze him into the lineup because of those numbers, but you're going to reshuffle your defense, and we'll get to that. But that's a fastball that's just right down the middle. And you think of Nori Aoki as a guy who's going to slap the ball the other way, work the ball up the middle, but right there he jumps a heater and gives the Blue Jays a quick early lead.
So the leadoff home run, 21st given up by Archer. And the 2nd pitch of the game gives Toronto the 1st run of the game. 1-0 the count to Josh Donaldson. And Donaldson takes a strike, 1-1. 2 home runs in Donaldson's career against Archer. 6 for 32.
Boy, and what a series he had against the Rays just a few games ago. The 3-game series up at Rogers Center. He was a one-man wrecking crew. They had trouble up and down the pitching staff trying to corral Josh Donaldson.
And that pitch is upstairs. 3-1. The Florida Lottery jackpot stat in 10 games against the Rays. He's hit 6 home runs, driven in 10 runs. And up 3-1 in the count now. And he misses a 3-1 slider.
4 of the 6 home runs in the season series were hit in that last 4-gamer. Had 8 hits, 4 of them cleared the fence.
And he did go. 3-1 slider, 3-2 slider, and Donaldson is out on strikes.
Taking advantage of an aggressive hitter there for the first out. Let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Corey Dickerson, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. Across that infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Adeiny Echeverria, Brad Miller, and Logan Morrison, with Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
Now Justin Smoke. There's a strike. Smoke with 33 home runs. See that on base percentage and the slugging percentage. That's a strike. 0-2. He has the 2nd highest slugging percentage in the American League. Aaron Judge, the only hitter with a higher slugging percentage than Smoke.
Boy, did he step up this year when they needed him. Switch hitter. He's swinging the bat well from both sides of the plate. 33 bombs. And, you know, the Rays actually did a really nice job against him for the most part over the course of that 4-game series until his final at-bat in the 4th game.
Well, we know how impressive Nelson Cruz is. He's 4th on that list. So Smoke up there behind Judge and ahead of Altuve, Cruz, and Springer.
How about Altuve? You don't think about him with those kind of numbers in that category, but I'll tell you what, he swings a nasty bat too.
Yeah, that's why I think he's one of the guys that you definitely pay to see. People talk about Trout. Altuve's right there. Ground ball back of first. Morrison right there. So 2 gone following the Aoki home run. And now Jose Bautista will bat. He's hitting cleanup and playing third base. And a first pitch strike into Bautista. Bautista 9 of 50 off Archer. 3 of those hits, home runs. Takes a pitch upstairs. 1-2. Foul right back. Still 1-2.
Look at Chris Archer's last outing against this team, and you don't expect him to change much. In fact, he really doesn't change his game plan for much of anybody. I mean, he's going to be the fastball slider guy, the occasional changeup, which you may see more tonight, more left-handed hitters in the lineup.
And that is strike 3. Takes care of Bautista. Home run by Aoki. The only run. Kiermaier, Dude, and Longoria will open the bottom of the first. For Toronto tonight, with the Rays down by a run. And here's the lineup the Rays will present. Brought to you by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier to lead off. Lucas Duca and then Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison, Steven Souza Jr. and Corey Dickerson down the middle. Wilson Ramos hits 7th in front of Brad Miller. Adeiny Echeverria hits 9th.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays is going to be right-hander Chris Rowley. This is what he did his last time out. A no decision against the Rays. 5 innings, 4 hits. He did walk 5. The Rays had him in trouble. A lot of base runners, but were not able to come through with the big hit and put him away.
First pitch misses to Kiermaier. 1-0. And a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chris Rowley, expect to see a lot of sinkers, fastball, slider, changeup, not overpowering by any stretch. He needs to work both corners, up and down in the strike zone, and change speeds.
It's a hot shot, but foul beyond the bullpen. 1-2. Well, the Rays had runners aboard, and every inning he worked when he pitched against them in Toronto. They managed to score 2 runs. 2-2. They left men on base in every inning. In fact, that was the game they lost 5-3 and left 14 men on base in that game.
Those are the ones that haunt you. When you realize and look back and see how many guys were left, multiple base runners in multiple innings all night long.
The chop down to first. Smoke makes the play unassisted. 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jay defense here tonight, brought to you by our good friends at Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, Steve Pearce, Kevin Pillar, and Nori Aoki. Across the infield, third to first, Jose Bautista, Josh Donaldson, Ryan Goins, and Justin Smoke with Miguel Montero behind the plate. And that's that little wrinkle in the Jays defense that we were talking about. You put Aoki out in right, and all of a sudden Donaldson at shortstop and Bautista, he's not there currently, but he's going to be your third baseman tonight.
And now Duda fouls it away. Well, you have two teams here who have not scored the way they thought they were going to score. Rays did in the first half. They've averaged just a little over 3 runs a game. And when you look at the offense of the Blue Jays, it's very disappointing to them. You know, you look at their infield and their lineup, and you think, well, you know, they've got some guys who can play the middle part of the infield. Goins has been playing a lot in short. Barney he's a Gold Glove guy from his time in the National League at second. They want some runs. There's a high shot off the bat of Duda, way back to right, and gone. Boy, did he hit that one a long way. And this game is tied. Duda's 6th home run for the Rays. Aoki a homer in the top of the inning. Duda right back with a home run in the bottom of the first.
I'm going to tell you something, Dwayne. That ball was, I mean, you lost sight of it. It was hit so high and so deep. That had back wall written all over it. A hanger. Middle up. Good luck following this.
You see those people walking along that little walkway. Here's a little tap off the bat of Longoria, and Bautista throws him out. They were taking a little walk looking for their seats, I think, and all of a sudden they had company.
Yeah, it was, well, up in this region. And I'm not sure if that was after it hit the back wall and dropped down,
yep,
or it just dropped down there. Either way, that ball was smashed.
So a couple of solo home runs to start this game. A 1-1 tie. Well, it was a souvenir for that couple right there. Pitch outside to Morrison.
I mean, falling right into your lap. Trying to find your seats, get settled in out in right field. Oh, look at this.
Fly ball, short left, in comes Pierce. Still on the move, and he makes the catch. Pierce holds on to it as he hits the deck. And the Rays are out in the first. They get a run on the home run by Lucas Duda. And we go to the second inning here. A 1-1 ball game. As the Rays' designated hitter. So it's 1-1 as we go to the second, and Kendrys Morales, the DH for the Blue Jays, will lead off. Morales starts the night with 21 home runs, hitting .242. And a fastball is a called strike. He's been a tough out for Archer. 16 of 28 against Chris. And a liner into left. That's going to stay up long enough, and Dickerson makes the catch. So one away here in the second inning. Morrison retired to end the first on this catch by Steve Pearce.
He had to go a long way, and then long reach as he's heading to the turf. Eyes on the baseball till that final second. That was a nice way to end the inning for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he used that slip and slide technique after the catch on that one. And now here he is taking a strike. Yeah, that's fun if there's a lot of water out there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if it's not, you know, that's truly a belly landing.
A scratched up undercarriage.
Yeah. Could spiff it up a little bit at that speed. A little shine.
You got to make sure you dive low. You dive low. If you launch yourself, that's when you get the smack. But if you low dive, you'll get a little bit of carry there.
Yeah, a little glide as opposed to a hop or two.
Yeah, you don't want to dive in towards the infield and bounce.
No,
not too good.
Pierce shoots it into center field. Kiermaier to his left. Right center is there and makes the catch. Souza Jr. peeling off behind him, and Kiermaier makes the grab.
I get to watch these two back in action again.
Yeah,
Kiermaier
that's
and
fun
Souza
to watch
Jr.
those two. Number one, range, arms, and you're never quite sure what's going to happen out there with those two.
After catch antics.
That's right.
They let each other know that they just made the play and we're all good.
Yep. Sometimes Souza just feels frisky enough to keep running. He's done that before.
He's done a lot before.
Here's Montero, the catcher, and he takes it too high. 1-0. Miguel Montero. Foul out of play. It's at 143 in 17 games now with the Blue Jays. A couple of home runs. He had 4 in the National League with the Cubs. And Archer's ahead of him, 1-2. Cut and a miss. Pitch biting down an end to take care of Montero. We go to the bottom of inning 2, 1-1 ball game. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the second inning. A couple of solo home runs here and a tie game. Steven Souza Jr. leads off. Rays are facing Chris Raleigh, a 27-year-old right-hander out of West Point. And the first pitch is strike one. Due to hit the home run for the Rays in the first. Wide, 2-1 out of Atlanta. Attained the rank of first lieutenant in his active duty with the Army. 2. Pitched at West Point, signed as a free agent, then went on his active duty stint, and then signed to another minor league contract by the Blue Jays. Bautista throws a strike across the diamond against Souza Jr.
Getting an early test down there at third base. And that one right there, the way that Souza Jr. got out of the batter's box, it forced Bautista to give a strong throw. Get underneath that baseball, 2 hands, perfect. And then a nice strong throw across the diamond, right on the money to Smoke.
Well, this is the third start Bautista's made at third base. Been over there now 7 games. And did throw a strike over to Smoke. Now 1-0 the count to Corey Dickerson. There's a shot high and deep to right, and that baby's going to get out of here. Another long one, this one off the bat of Dickerson. And the Rays lead 2-1. Dickerson's 23rd home run of the year.
Well, the Rays just saw Chris Raleigh his last start, and so they know that with him you've got to be ready to hit, but at the same time you've got to be disciplined in your approach because he wants to work the fringes of the plate. He leaves one out over, that's when you've got to attack and pull the trigger. And once again, a ball right in the middle, and Corey Dickerson leaves no doubt.
Well, both Duda and Dickerson had pitches to hit, and boy did they hit them.
I mean, deep. One way or another, they're making it to that back wall.
Ramos with a line drive base hit into left. Well, Ramos, whose bat has come to life recently, goes after the first pitch and has a line drive base hit.
So he went back and looked at some old highlight reels, changed the placement of his hands, made that adjustment at the plate, felt better about his approach, and he has cashed that into a nice little hot streak. You take a look at Corey Dickerson.
Well, Ramos has had multiple hits in 4 consecutive starts, and he has a base hit his first time up tonight. Now Brad Miller takes ball 1 down and in. Speed right there.
You felt like this Rays offense had a chance here tonight. You know, you're facing a guy you've just faced. He's not overpowering, and he has to be pretty precise with his command. They had a ton of opportunities, albeit missed a lot of opportunities, and so that makes you think that, you know, they come in with something to prove here tonight.
Well, that game in Toronto was kind of cat and mouse, and the Rays never did quite cash in the way they had hoped they would.
there's that tendency, I think, sometimes to get a little too, you had a great approach to give yourself the opportunity. First and third, one out. Second and third, nobody out. And then all of a sudden you get undisciplined. You start to chase a little bit. You start to go outside the zone. And he gets you on a pop-up, a ground ball.
Miller walks. Well, I'm sure you know this. There's a visit to the mound now. But you get a couple guys on, and those two guys might be disciplined. But you put somebody in scoring position, the fact that they're in a run-scoring situation and that hitter wants to drive in a run, there is a tendency for them to be a little more aggressive and not as disciplined.
Yeah, well,
I think the point you made is very good.
That's the whole key. And you also have a guy out on the mound, by the way, and that's what the Rays have to be willing to do. What Brad Miller just did is to take a walk, because he's going to work around the fringes of the zone. And if you want to go there with him, he's going to get you out. If you're going to stay disciplined, let him fall behind, have to come over the heart of the plate. Now you've got a chance, but you're right. He took advantage of the Rays' over-aggressiveness when they did create opportunities for themselves. Here's another one here.
Danny Echeverria with men at first and second. Echeverria takes a strike on the inner part of the plate. Triple and a homer for Echeverria in Sunday's game against Seattle. Tripled into left center and powered one out to right center. His second home run since coming to the Rays. And he's under it, pops it up. Donaldson at shortstop will take care of that. An infield fly. That's the second out.
It's a great example of it right there. First and second, one out. Echeverria wants a pitch to drive. He prefer a fastball, and so Rowley gives him the fastball, but he puts it in a good spot. He crowds him up and in, gets him to chase it, and it's not in the zone, or not at least in the zone where you're going to be able to drive a pitch. Arm side run, and it gets in on him and up.
Kevin Kiermaier. Takes it wide. Kiermaier opened the Rays' offensive side of things Sunday with a home run. Long home run to center field. Taps it, roller up the first base side. That ball's going to go foul and is picked up by Smoke. Got a little crowded up that line with Kiermaier running down there, but it did roll foul. Commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend, August 25th through the 27th at MLBshop.com. Limited edition Rays jerseys and tees featuring player pick nicknames. Wear the gear the players will wear on field this coming weekend, available while supplies last at MLBshop.com. Kiermaier takes it upstairs, 2-1. Cut there. 2-2. Well, up in the count.
And just enough off, too. You know, his changeup off the fastball is only maybe 6 miles an hour difference in that range. So you better be pretty good with that pitch, too. And he was on that one.
Foul back. High shot. Right center field. Aoki running on the move, and it's going to be off the bottom of the wall. Caroms to Pilar. Ramos has scored. Crossing the plate, Miller. And then at third, Kiermaier. A triple off the right center field wall. And the Rays scored 2 more, making it a 3-run inning and a 4-1 game.
Well, Dwayne, what did we just say? That changeup doesn't have a big velocity difference from the fastball, so you've got to be precise with it. This is not precise, and that's why Kiermaier is able to just lengthen that swing, get those arms extended, and then shoot that ball out into right center field. And I think there for an instant, 39 thought that ball was gone. Realizing that it's not, who cares, it's triple anyway.
Yeah, had a pretty good trajectory off the bat, but hit off the wall. And he picks up his 3rd triple. Now here's Duda, who homered in the first. Pitch up and away. The Rays have jumped out to a 4-1 lead, 4 hits, a couple of home runs, a triple, and a single and a walk. And there's one, but foul, deep and well foul up the right side. Doing 1. And a 3-1 count now with that miss down. Start to see a little action in the Toronto bullpen. And Duda, oh, that's a strike. Duda thought he'd drawn the walk. And he'll sheepishly come back to the plate.
I was thinking of the same word. that is too weird. But you're right, 3-1. He's off, and that ball may have been a little bit off the plate down and in, but it gets called and he's got to come back.
And this one is down. He takes an extra look back just to make sure. Listen, everybody wants to speed up the game. That's all he was doing on that pitch prior.
That's why we love him.
Yeah, let's go.
Come over here to play some ball.
That's right. So he walks now, 1st and 3rd. Evan Longoria will bat. Longoria. That's a strike to Evan. It's now 1-1. One and two. Long one, but foul. Count holds at 1-2. Tapper, third base. Glove by Bautista, throw to first, and scooped by Smoke to retire the Rays in the second inning. But Corey Dickerson's solo one-out home run opened the scoring. The Rays score 3 runs in the inning. And at the end of 2, the Rays lead 4-1.
A textbook home run by Duda on a hanging slider by the kid Raleigh, and all he was looking for is to pick up that pitch and box it up a little bit. And what was the problem on that slider?
Well, the same thing that he's been struggling with all game. It's really his hand position. On the slider here, you can see how he's off to the side on his release point. Typically on a slider, you want to get on top and get more top-to-bottom movement than that. Because his hand position is on the side, he left that ball up in the zone. Duda was able to deposit that thing in right field. And really, it's the difference from here, right here, to here. If he's here, the ball's going to dart away or dart down and into Duda. If he's here, it's going to hang, and guys like Orestes are going to hit it out.
Well, that's exactly it, because then, and also what happens for left-handed, you've seen left-handed hitters are just kind of owning him right now. One of the reasons is because he's out so easy. It's easy to square him up, box him up, see the pitch. Now you're seeing that the left-handed hitters are easily kind of getting a good gauge and just crushing everything that the kid Crawley's throwing right now because of the visual dropping and opening up. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much for that breakout. Kevin Pillar leads it off. The count is 1-1 here in the third as he faces Chris Archer. Pillar, Goins, and then the top of the order, Aoki. Foul right back. 1-2. Well, and the proof to what they were talking about with the rally against lefties. Coming in, he'd only made a couple of starts, given up 9 hits and was 2 for 20 against left-handed hitters. The Rays already have 3 hits off him from their left-handed hitters. 2 home runs and the triple. Chopped it short and a nice pickup in the throw. Echeverria.
I'm going to tell you what, this was almost a heave, but Echeverria understands with Pillar running, I got to get rid of this quick. So I set my feet ahead of time, ball into the glove with a throwing hand right there, and I've got to get rid of it right now. I do not have any time to waste. And so that's what was great about that, was he came in and set his feet. Watch him set his feet. Now catch and throw. He can't do it much better than Echeverria did right there.
Well, Pillar's got a little heated conversation going with Chad Fairchild. Gibbons comes out, John Gibbons, to pick it up. And in comes Jim Reynolds.
You always wonder where that stuff comes from, because this was just a chopper to Echeverria. He was out. It was clear. Maybe a pitch early in the AB.
Well, Pillar said something on his way back toward the dugout, And take a look at Chad Fairchild. He heard something he didn't like and ejected him.
Wow.
How about that?
Itchy trigger finger.
So Pillar's been ejected. Goins. It's a foul ball, strike one.
I'm sure that had to do with a pitch that Pillar did not agree with somewhere in that very short sequence.
Yeah, he only saw 3 pitches. And one of them he grounded to short.
Right. That had to be it.
That first pitch was a strike. Called a strike. And that must be it.
It's the only thing it could be. You know, you can't argue balls and strikes. He probably came by and said, oh, by the way, that first pitch, not a strike. And he gets run for it. And that's a quick trigger right there, because Pillar didn't do anything. There would not have been a person in this stadium knew that he said a word to him as he ran by. Didn't show him up, didn't come by and stand there and say anything to him. He maybe muttered something on his way behind him back to the dugout, and you get run for that.
Yeah, I mean, that was all of a sudden he was ejected, and here's Gibbons.
That's it. Never broke stride. Didn't make a big to-do out of it.
Now 2-2 the count on Goins. So the first time Pillar's ever been ejected from a game. That's his first career ejection.
And in my humble opinion, he didn't even get his money's worth.
The liner into center field. Kiermaier will go over to cut it off. And Goins holds at first with a single. Let's take a look. Let's go back and take a look at that first pitch and see what we can pick up here. Well,
that's nothing. That's nothing.
Looked back, shook his head a little bit.
And then probably said something after he grounded out. By the way, that first pitch was not a strike. And, well, he got run quickly.
Now a strike to Aoki. Tap right side, down to second, one there, back to first. Archer covers, and the throw not in time to get Aoki. But they force Goins.
And just take outs. I mean, Aoki left side is going to get up the line quickly, but here's Logan Morrison, and he comes in, makes that play, and then creates a little bit of an angle to get the throw to Echeverria, and Aoki ends up beating it out.
So here's Josh Donaldson. Two gone with Aoki at first. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. He went around.
That's 3 straight sliders now to Donaldson with check swings, went too far.
At 2. Donaldson struck out in the first inning. Archer fell behind him 3-1 and threw him 2 straight sliders to get him. Ahead of him on that pitch here in the third. Now misses 1-2. again. Still down and away, out of the zone, and it's 2-2.
6 and counting. The first 4 he got swings. The last 2 trying to make him nasty put-away types and just yanked down and away too far. Let's see if he goes back to it. I'll tell you, if he wanted to go back to the heater, you probably could. You wonder at this point if Josh Donaldson trying not to think along with him.
And a cut and a miss on the fastball. He came back away from him at 97 and strikes him out. Bottom of the 3rd coming, 4-1 Rays. Every Wednesday Rays home game, fans can get half price lower corner and upper level tickets only through the MLB.com ballpark app. Fans will be able to use their ballpark app to play bingo, presented by 7-Eleven. Come enjoy the Rays against the Blue Jays here tomorrow night. For half off, visit RaysBaseball.com. Ezekiel Carrera takes over in center field for the ejected Kevin Pillar. So it's a short night for Pillar. Saw only 3 pitches and was summarily ejected by Chad Fairchild. Quick ejection.
Yeah, really quick ejection. You know, we looked at that first pitch fastball that was called a strike, and Pillar, you could tell by the body language, he certainly didn't like that call, but he didn't say a word, and then said something in passing, but really without showing Chad Fairchild up, and he got run, and that's a little quick for me.
First pitch change up here is popped up by Morrison, and Montero takes care of that. So as a result, the new center fielder for Toronto.
Unless we have a transcript of what Kevin Pillar actually said. It wasn't a lot, but you can maybe dig a little deep.
Well, sometimes, you know, a transcript wouldn't work for an ejection because the ejectable words would probably be blacked out. So
redacted?
Yes, yeah, whatever that is, redacted. There's a ground ball to third. Bautista takes care of that, and Souza Jr. out of there, 2 gone. Well, let's check in with Alex Cordry and see what light she can shine on our telecast tonight.
Good evening, Dwayne and BA. Well, talking to Rays manager Kevin Cash before tonight's game, he said that yesterday's off day was much needed. They call it the dog days of summer for a good reason. And he said that he hoped everybody kind of kicked up their feet and rested after what we had just gone through the last 3 weeks. It was probably good to finally get an off day, not to come to the ballpark, not to see each other, and not to see me. But Dwayne, Cash says it's time to come back energized, feel a little fresher, and start winning some series.
Well, the Rays have gotten off to a good start here tonight against Chris Raleigh.
Yeah, this is the way to set the tone. Alex, before you go, can you shed some light on maybe what Kevin Pillar said? Did you overhear it?
Unfortunately, I didn't. I couldn't get close enough to him. You guys probably got a better view, though, from the replay.
We did not. We were counting on you.
Lips?
Yeah. Well, still, she sheds light on our telecast every night, so there you go.
She's too busy working on a real story.
Yeah. I'm glad somebody is. Here's the foul ball out of play. So it's 1-2 to Corey Dickerson. Morrison popped out on the changeup. Montero, the catcher, caught it. Souza Jr. out third to first. So a couple quick outs here. And Dickerson, who hit the long home run, he's 23rd of the year, is now behind in the count. 2-2. Foul ball, a home run by Dickerson. His first since he hit that big blow off the Cleveland Indian reliever Nick Goody. That was back on the 10th. That turned out to be the difference in the game. That 8th inning 3-run home run to center field. And he is reaching for that one. And out on strikes, 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. We're through 3. Rays lead 4-1.
And the Rays leading 4-1. Like seeing that right now. What you don't like seeing, and most of the American League is not like seeing, is Justin Smoke up to the plate. He's been crushing. He's a switch hitter. And really what he's been able to do is kind of fine-tune his left side. The left-handed side of the swinging has always been kind of a problem for him. He's always been a productive right-hand swinger. In fact, this year, almost 390, 389 from the right side. 260s from the left side. One of the things about him that you're going to notice right here is how he sets his hands. He actually has a golf grip with it. You're going to see that pinky on the top kind of rest on top of the bottom finger there. So it's a little bit unorthodox because I don't particularly like it, and I don't like to teach kids that because it's hard to really manipulate. I really kind of like to teach to really grip the bat from bottom up and try to keep it lined up. In fact, if you watch Steven Souza hit, he actually does the golf swing. He actually does the golf grip where he intertwines that. Hard to manipulate the bat as much as I think, but the bottom line, there it is right there. You're gonna see him kind of put one finger on top of the other. He's not really intertwining them like Souza Jr. does. But again, and I'll tell you, BA, switch hitting wise, I think right now he's one of the better switch hitters in the league. Morale is struggling from the left side, 212, 340 from the right. Obviously, left-handed pitchers right now are kind of a key for the Toronto lineup with all the power righties that they have, including Smoke when he's on the other side.
And you know what I find so impressive about switch hitters at this level, hitting major league pitching is the toughest thing to do in sport. It is just the toughest thing to do. And then the time that you have to work on your hitting, you're doing it from both sides of the plate. And most of the time, hitters have different swings. You don't have the same swing. It's not like you're swinging into a mirror. A guy will have a right-handed swing, and then he's got a different left-handed swing, and to be able to keep both of those sharp throughout a season is so impressive.
So it's tricky because the bottom line is that you got to be fortunate enough during batting practice during the season to get a few lefties out there, and not every team has a left-handed pitching coach or a left-handed particular person. So then what ends up happening is that you end up hitting a lot of right-handed BP against righties, and you end up, being okay against lefties because most BP pitchers are right-handed, so you're crushing the right-handed guys. But to keep it, you're right. I tell you, it's hard to keep both in tune. That's where T-batting helps in season and in the cages with a lot of soft toss. So I used to take advantage of a lot of soft toss and a lot of short toss inside in the tunnels to be able to keep my right-handed swing in tune with as many at-bats I get left-handed.
Well, the 3-2 is fouled as Smoke was very accommodating during that whole breakdown to work a full count here.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's had a breakout year for this Toronto ball club, and this is something that was expected of him in Texas and Seattle. He winds up in Toronto, and boy, the Blue Jays have benefited from his bat and his play down at first.
Well, could you imagine, this team right now on the cusp of the wild card race? That's why this game is so important for the Rays, because the Rays are just a game in front of them. But where would they be without Justin Smoke?
Yep. And a cut and a miss. Took a while, but Archer strikes him out. And that's strikeout number 6 for Archer.
Well, it's an off speed. It's the slider here, back door. That pitch stays up just a little bit, but you see Smoke gets a little long with the swing, trying to really elevate, catch that ball and lift it, and he ends up dipping just underneath the breaking ball that stayed up.
Here's Jose Bautista. Bautista struck out his first time. One to Bautista. Aoki led off this game with a home run, going single with 1 out in the 3rd, accounting for the 2 hits allowed by Archer, and that's strike 2. 1-2. Chad Fairchild has been consistently aggressive with the check swing attempts, and a lot of them have been strikes.
And I think he's been right on most of them, because you have got to get things started quickly against Chris Archer, whether it's the fastball or the slider. And so often, boy, when you fire those hands quick, it is really, really difficult to keep the bat back.
The other thing about Chad Fairchild, when we've seen him, he will tend to widen the plate just a little bit, and that might have been something that Pilar took exception to back in the 3rd. But Fairchild's very consistent with that, and he's not way off the plate with those. Technically, the rule reads that any part of the ball touching any part of the strike zone is a strike. I think that's a great idea. I think that would really, if it was interpreted like that and put into practice literally, I think it would really open the game up and speed things along. There's a cut and a miss at the fastball up. So back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in a row now for Archer. looking to celebrate that upcoming special occasion or put together the next team building event for work? Well, the Rays have a number of options for groups of 20 or more, from exclusive party areas to suites to general seating. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com today for a fun evening at Tropicana Field. 2 gone now. Kendrys Morales. Morales line to left his first time. Two balls, no strikes. Archer hasn't walked anybody. The 2 hits we mentioned, representing the 2 base runners he's allowed, and 1 the home run. Morales fouls it back. Oh, look out, a shot back over the mound, and right there is Echeverria to make the play. So Archer takes a seat on top of the mound as Echeverria takes care of the hard hit ball by Morales. And we're going to head into the bottom of the 4th. Rays lead this game 4-1.
Four to 1 over the Blue Jays, bottom of the 4th. And I am here with my son, Caden Wechter, 10-year-old, and I have the pleasure of coaching his team. One of the things that I like to coach that not a lot of people do is the fielding position. And after you pitch, you want to land in a square fielding position. Caden, go ahead and show us how we do this. So you're going to come set. Go ahead and come set. Go to your balance point. Leg up. Go ahead and finish, buddy. All right, so ideally, we're trying to land square. Basically, his feet are going to be outside his shoulders. His head is going to be straight forward toward the catcher. And a lot of times, the tendency, especially for a right-handed pitcher, as Wilson Ramos looks like he's doing something pretty good here. Oh, no. Fly ball left field. Back to us. Basically, a lot of times the tendency for a right-handed pitcher is to spin off toward first base. When you do that, obviously you're not in a good fielding position. And BA, I know we talk a lot about fielding as a pitcher. It's something that nobody really practices outside of spring training, PFPs, you go back to it, but during the grueling season, 162 games, it's really tough to get out there on your own and work on this, but it really is. If you're a good fielder, you can benefit so much from working on it.
Oh, and I needed all the help that I could get, so I needed to be another fielder out there trying to make plays, baby.
Absolutely, man. I was one of the worst at it.
Oh, the ball jumps on you so quickly. You just don't have a lot of time, and that's why the positioning is so important, because if you're not in position, unless he hits the ball into your glove, you're not going to be able to make a play. And guys that fall off violently like that are also susceptible to guys that can bunt. They bunt up behind you. You're not going to be able to get off the mound and make that play.
3-0 the count to Brad Miller. Yeah, that's a real key, as they demonstrated there, to being a good fielding pitcher, being in a position to field. Another walk drawn by Miller. That's 2 in a row for him. 1 on, 1 out. And Eddie Echeverria is about to step in. Echeverria popped to short and fouls this one. His first at bat came in the 2nd inning. Rays facing Chris Rowley tonight. They got him for a run on Duda's 1st inning home run, then 3 more runs in the 2nd. Dickerson hit a home run. Kiermaier tripled home 2. Pitch down just a bit. 1-1. And to move back to first.
Let's see if Echeverria can force Rowley back up into the zone. That was a good take on the breaking ball. And now you'd like to see that ball come back up just a little bit. Think up the middle the other way, especially if he's going to go away.
And that pitch is fouled out of play.
It's one of those strikes that a pitcher gets when nobody executes. Trying to throw a slider down and away, it backs up on you, it ends up and in. The hitter decides to take a swing at it. He fouls it off, and you're the beneficiary, and that takes you to 1 and 2. And they got to bear down.
And a little looper into right field. That will fall. Miller turns second and holds. Aoki to the ball quickly. So Miller to second, and Echeverria picks up a single.
That's going to end the night for Chris Rowley, but a nice job down in the count for Echeverria to fight off that ball up and in. Stay inside of it. Give yourself a chance. He dropped it in. He's going to end the pitcher's night.
Well, the Rays with a couple left-handed bats due up with the top of the order coming around again. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Get a $6 value for $5 when you ask for a grouper from the Florida Lottery. With so many life-changing prizes, get your group ready. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Ryan on first rally, 62 pitches, 3 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, responsible for 2 on as he leads with a strikeout and 3 walks.
Adjustment made by the Rays lineup. They did take their walks. They put pressure on him early. They've continued to add on and push him, and they got him out of the game here in the 4th.
Well, Matt Darby, the new pitcher. Kiermaier facing the lefty, and the first pitch was a slider away off the plate. High fly ball left center. Since Pierce and Carrera after it, Pierce will make the catch. Miller tags. He will go to third, and hanging on at first is Echeverria. First and third for the Rays with 2 outs now.
Kiermaier got that ball deep enough. A nice job by Brad Miller in reading that ball out in left center field, and Steve Pierce having to go a long way to catch it. Tags up, able to get to third here with 2 outs. Gives you a few more chances to score. Think about Dermody right here against Duda, already with a home run here tonight. That slider in the dirt, perhaps.
The first pitch, a fastball for a strike. Duda struck early. A 1-1 pitch. Hit out to right in the first. Duda now with 6 home runs for the Rays. He hit 17 with the Mets.
But he's got a smooth swing, a consistent approach, a smooth swing. Gets the ball in the air, creates a lot of leverage with his height.
Two and one. Duda homered in the Seattle series. It's a foul. Homered and walked, batting here with 2 men on and 2 men out in the bottom of the 4th. The Rays holding this lead. Take on a pitch wide. Full count. Two and a line drive will be caught by Smoke. So the Rays lead 2. They do not score. 4-1 as we go to the 5th.
all the boys 5-1, as Dougie Weckner said, the good guy. Speaking of Dougie Weckner, this is KW. Carson Weckner with me right now. She's going to be 8 years old coming up. And listen, we don't need this ball. We got, listen, there's another game called softball too. And the girls play it, and they play darn good. And we're going to work here a little bit on full swings. So we're going to do what we were talking about. One of the things that I noticed that young kids, whatever age, whatever gender, at around 8, 9, 10, 11, usually in that age group, have trouble with the follow-through. So the follow-through for me is huge. You snap right here on the ball, and a lot of times you look up to see where you hit it, and you stop your swing. So it's important to swing all the way through. We talked about that. Let's check it out right here with Miss Carson. Give me a big one right here now. Set up. Beautiful. You see how when she finishes, it's back here, and her head and eyes are over the plate. So it's not lifting up to see where you hit it. Oh, wow, line drive, that's great. No, no, no. You stay on it. The reason for it is that you get more oomph, you get more hip and more power and more torque in your swing when you swing all the way through, and the head of the bat almost hits your back. Go ahead, Carson. That's a beautiful swing right there. One more for me. Give me that follow through. Here it is. Oh, my. Dougie. You never hit this good. I seen your videos when you were 10, 11, 12. You pitched great at Fossil Park, but you never hit this good. This girl right now, I'm going to keep my eye on her. Full swing all the way back. BA, I know you want her on your team. Peace.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm scrambling right now to trade up in the draft.
it's a little bit of, there's, some fantasy scouting going on right now.
Pierce chops it on the right side, and Miller will take care of that. That's the first out. A lot of talent in the Weckner family there.
Think about that. I mean, not only are they performing, but under the lights. Bright lights, right in the middle of a telecast, no worries. Put the ball up on a tee. I'm going to go to line in it right back up the middle. Zero nerves.
Well, here is Montero, the catcher.
I would have just stood there staring into the camera. Frozen.
I've never seen you do that.
No, you would have. Well, you have it now. I'm saying if I'm 8 like Carson, or if I'm 10, I got no chance.
Yeah, they're so much more sophisticated now.
They're better with technology. I have an issue with my phone. I just call up my daughter.
Yep.
She'll take care of it.
Of course. 4-1 here. The Rays lead the Blue Jays at the top of the 5th. One and two.
Yeah, she'll even go into my phone and change up some of the settings.
I've seen some of the things that she's done with your phone.
She went in and changed my Siri greeting to something along the lines of Rylan is the greatest person of all time.
Swing, and the ball gets away. And as Ramos tracks it to the backstop, Montero is aboard. So a strikeout, and Montero is aboard with one out. Here's a look.
Probably going to be another wild pitch here. Yeah, you see it just. Wilson Ramos initially looked like he was going to try to catch that in the air, and you saw the little hesitation in rolling the catcher's mitt over, and that ball got underneath it, and that's what allowed Montero to get down to first base. Just that little bit of hesitation on how to catch that pitch.
Well, and that's a result of what's going to be scored a wild pitch. Herrera fouls this fastball out of play. Take another look at this.
Gonna go grab it. Oh, nope. Let me go underneath. And by that time, that ball is able to just squeeze underneath. You got to remember, too, Chris Archer throws his slider with a ton of velocity for a breaking pitch. And so that ball was able to sneak by.
One and one here on Carrera. He's in the game after the ejection of Kevin Pillar. 2 balls and a strike. Archer in the mid-70s in pitch count. Goins on deck. Line drive into right, charged by Souza, and it skips by him as he makes a diving attempt. Montero will go to third. He'll stop there, and putting on the brakes, rounding second, Carrera. Second and third now with 1 out.
What a break that the Rays got with Montero running, because he should have scored here. Almost anybody should have scored here as Souza Jr. sells out. And you could see him use that glove, try to swat that ball down to keep it in front, realizing he wasn't going to get there. Well, he comes up empty, and Montero, who's off and running right there, not the greatest of reads, and then not going to be able to get around third. You should have seen Carrera was coming up the backside there at second base.
Big turn at second. He had to put on the brakes because Montero was stopping at third.
He would have walked to third. Carrera would have walked into third base. But you saw Montero, a little hesitation there. Didn't get the best read on that line drive. A little bit cautious. And then you could see the gorilla jump on his back as he rounded second.
So second and third with 1 out. And here's Goins. Well, Goins has been very, very good with men in scoring position. Coming in 25 out of 75 at bats with men in scoring position. And that's the situation we're in right now. 1-0 the count on him. So a run, 3 hits off Archer. Trying to pitch around the strikeout, and the runner reaching, and then the double on the sinking line drive. There's a strike. Yeah. They're going to change that wild pitch to a pass ball after some consultation on it.
Thought Todd was in Houston.
And a line drive. Base hit into center. Montero scores. Stopping at third, Carrera. So they get another run. Second run of the game for Toronto as Montero crosses the plate.
Leaves a changeup right in the middle of the plate, elevated. And Goins goes right back up the middle.
Well, I tell you, Goins having quite a year with men in scoring position, hitting .212 overall, and into the game .333, and that's over 75 at bats.
Yeah,
and he comes through here.
You wonder, is it a change of approach? Does he try to do something different, a little bit more disciplined? You know, Jesus Sucre having a great year with runners in scoring position. You can see how he stays up the middle, just like Goins did right there.
Pitch down to Aoki. So this is the start of the third time through. Aoki has homered and hit into a fielder's choice. A run in with men at first and third. It's 4-2 now. And just 1 out in the inning. 1-1. Slider with some bite on it. Yoki with that first inning home run, and 1 for 2 tonight. 5 of 11 in his career against Archer. That's a strike. 1-2. Donaldson is on deck here in the 5th inning. Fly ball into left, not overly deep. Dickerson makes the catch. Tag. Carrera is going to come to the plate. Throw not in time. And into second base goes Goins. That makes it a 4-3 ball game.
Just deep enough. And Carrera is back to challenge Corey Dickerson's arm. That's close. Sneaks in. Toronto inching their way back into this game, a one-run game with a runner in scoring position here after seemingly the Rays had control of this game.
And now Josh Donaldson hits with a man in scoring position. Goins at second base. Donaldson twice has struck out. First pitch is a strike on that outside corner. Starts him with a fastball. Well, the pass ball on the strikeout has opened the door. Bat heads back toward the mound on the swing and miss. And the count is 0-2. Change bats now. If you're watching that one go by. And a 2-strike count on Donaldson. New bat worked over the bat handle a little bit. One ball, 2 strikes. The slider there. He struck out Donaldson on a 3-2 slider in the first, and then eventually got him with a fastball. A swing and a miss in the third inning. And he gets the outside corner there with a fastball. Donaldson caught looking. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th, taking another look at that pitch right on the corner. It's 4-3 Rays. A great moment on this day in 2014. Lefty Drew Smyly, making his 4th start as a Ray, turned in a 2-hit complete game shutout, the first complete game of his professional career, minors and majors. Faced 1 hitter over the minimum and retired the final 19 in a row with no walks and 105 pitches for Drew Smyly. Here's Evan Longoria. He just got a little piece of the off-speed pitch from the lefty Matt Dermody. Fouled that one. Well, Evans looking for his first hit of the night. A couple of ground ball outs to third. His foot out of the way, and it's 1-1. Coming out of the Seattle series, 1 of 11 with a walk. It's inside, 2-1. And that evens the count. Morrison next, then Souza Jr.
Well, do the Rays have an answer? That's what you're asking yourself after Toronto able to climb back in a 1-run game now halfway through.
Well, they certainly saw that 3-run lead diminished in a hurry. Lead by 1 right now, and for the sake of trying to take control of this game again, they'd like to put up a couple runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Tapper foul. And a shot toward left center field. Pretty well hit. That's going to one-hop the wall. And Longoria around second, now going to go to third, and he is in there. Evan approaching second, saw that ball skip up, and it appeared that it went over the wall and hit against the stands and bounced back out onto the field. And we'll see what the outcome of that is. Right now, it appears it's going to be a triple.
Yeah, Carrera misplayed it. This ball bounces up and over, and then Carrera comes off his glove. Right here, boom, off that piping, and then right here he drops it.
There you go.
Evan Longoria cruising into second, sees that ball off the glove of Carrera and says, let me pick it right back up.
So it's a double and an E8, as it turns out. And the Rays have a man at third with nobody out. And the Blue Jays looking at the video, and we're going to have a little discussion here for a moment to see what they want to do with that. And Gibbons appears to want to have that looked at.
Well, the reason that ball caromed so much is that top level out there, before it gets to the padding of the wall, those are, it's like piping, metal pipes. So it hits off that, and it's going to carom a little bit further. That didn't go anywhere except off the top of the wall. You'll see it bounce up here. It's going to catch the top part, the yellow. Wait for it. Oh, looking for the fan, that fan's hand, but it didn't touch that hand. It missed the hand. And then Carrera just misplays it. And that fan was reaching. Watch the fan's hand get close. Right there. The hand-eye coordination, not where it used to be. And he comes up empty.
Well, they'll take a look. The Blue Jays would claim fan interference. That's what they're hoping for, which more than likely would have Longoria positioned at second instead of third. As it turned out, it's a double and an error on Carrera right now. And they're going to leave him at third.
That's an indictment on the fan. Didn't get his hand there.
Probably a good thing he didn't. So it's confirmed that it was still in play.
They had security hovering over him, ready to, if this call goes against him, they're yanking him out of here, but he didn't get that hand there in time. And I think he's a Blue Jay fan. He is.
Now here's Morrison going after the first pitch, lofting it into shallow center. Donaldson gets out there from shortstop to make the catch.
Dwayne, this is what we were talking about earlier in the game. So you get that runner at third with nobody out, and now all of a sudden you're anxious. You want to be the guy to drive him in, get something elevated, get it out there, and Dermody gets you to chase a pitcher's slider off the plate, away, gets you reaching and off the end of the bat. There's the pitch. There it goes off the plate. You're reaching and lunging, and it ends up in a soft pop-up, and it doesn't get the job done. That's that over-aggressiveness we were talking about.
Well, now Steven Souza Jr. will be intentionally walked, so they send him down to first. The Rays had the left-handed bat of Corey Dickerson due up. Dominic Leone is up now in the bullpen, a right-hander for Toronto. Dickerson, who homered in the second inning off starter Chris Rowley, will bat with men at first and third and one out.
All year long, he's been good against lefties.
Well, he's 2 for 4 with a home run off Normandy. So let's see what happens here. The pitch is a strike. And now bullpen ball loose out in left field from the Toronto bullpen. Two. Foul out of play. So Dickerson down 0-2 with runners at first and third, one out. In battle mode up there. Ramos is on deck.
What Dermody is trying to do here is expand the zone on Corey Dickerson. That slider right there, much too hittable if you're looking to put him away, and he's trying to go for the strikeout here.
Ball, 2 strikes.
And that one almost yanked that right into his own bullpen, or own dugout. Trying to find the happy medium with that pitch, or does he go back with the fastball? But you want to force Corey Dickerson into a decision here.
And this one is high to take the count to 2-2.
And that's a good take there, because that pitch started out on the outside corner, and Corey Dickerson, known to expand that zone from time to time, he is not afraid to go after pitches.
Fly ball, left center. Out from short, Donaldson. Now Pierce is going to make the catch, and the tag up to second base goes Souza. The throw cut off on the throw back in toward the plate, holding at third Longoria.
Boy, nice base running there by Souza Jr. to give the Rays another runner in scoring position. He is just watching to see where Pierce is going to go with the throw. And if the throw heads towards the plate, he's on his way to second base, and he got there.
And so John Gibbons out to make another call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Sports Zone is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays playing host to the Toronto Blue Jays in this series, opening a 3-game series tonight. Back tomorrow night, Thursday afternoon. The left-hander Matt Dermody departs in favor of the right-handed matchup. Dominic Leone on to face Wilson Ramos here with men at second and third and 2 outs. Ramos had a hit and a run scored in the second. 1 for 2. And boy, a base hit would be very big for the Rays right here. It's low and covered up by Montero.
Boy, he did a nice job on a pitch down and away from Ramos in the dirt, and Montero throws the left leg out, the glove down, makes himself as small and gets as low as possible. Trying to keep that runner right there at third base. Everything kicks out, go low, cover the 5-hole, protect the hand.
A lot going on there.
There was.
A little tapper toward third, charged by Bautista. Bare hand throw, not in time and wide. And the Rays get a run. Souza goes to third as Longoria crosses the plate. And Ramos on an infield hit for the Rays catcher drives in a run. The Rays have a 2-run lead again. It's 5-3.
Did you see this one coming? I mean, off the end of the bat, tapped. Here comes Bautista. Wilson Ramos smelling hit and RBI, and he gets there. How about it? See how deep Bautista is. He's charging as hard as he can. Bare hand throw. Just the speed of Ramos is too much.
Well, a 2-hit night for Ramos again. Here's Brand Miller. He's walked twice and he takes ball 1. So the Rays have one of those runs home. Blue Jays scored 2 in the top of the inning. The Rays back with 1 in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 to count on Miller. The high fly ball back into left. Pierce will go to the track in front of the low wall and makes the catch to retire the Rays. Rays pick up a run through 5. It's 5-3 Tampa Bay.
Think of it kind of like dancing, which I can't really dance, but if you guys can, you think about, as the pitcher's rocking back and forth or, taking the ball away from his glove, I'm kind of, going along with his beat. He dictates it and I follow. And then, you just want to be on time. So my hands are steadily just barely moving or whatever feels comfortable to you. And then whenever the pitcher goes to release the ball, my hands go back in a good fight position, a big strong position to be able to fire and straight to the baseball, keeping my eye on the ball and on the bat at contact, and then you follow through.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite demos right there back at Tropicana Field, demo day. The Rays up 5-3 now. And what Corey talks about is so important in reference to the timing mechanism, the cadence. I think every hitter, regardless if you don't move your body too much, which I'm not real big on actual lots of body movement, but there's got to be some sort of trigger. Watch him right here on this home run. Watch the hands, then it gets a nice little take back, the load up, the leg kick. Not an overswing. It's a beautiful swing right there. He really recognizes the pitch right there very well. He gets up here, and then the head down follow through. Now, for me, again, it's about how well you can create that nice little flow of some sort of dancing, some sort of flow, not too much of your body, because then you have a tendency to kind of come out and commit, and there goes your power. But there needs to be a little bit of a cadence to try to get your timing back. Everybody did it a little different. In fact, Josh Donaldson for their team does a little kind of right-handed kind of thing, and you see him kind of moving. Then he gets in, he does the hitch, and then he goes. So same thing with pitching. You start noticing, all the coaches and kids that are watching, that a lot of similarities to pitching and hitting, a lot of balance, timing, explosion. Back to you guys.
All right, and here's Justin Smoke, a big power threat in the middle of this lineup. Chris Archer ahead of him 1-2. Archer has retired him twice on a ground ball and a strikeout tonight. And around his feet, and the count is even 2-2. Rays have given Archer 5 runs of support in this game. And that is strike 3 called on the inside corner to Smoke. Strikeout number 9 for Archer.
Yeah, you benefit here, mislocation. Justin Smoke doesn't know where you're going with this pitch. Wilson Ramos sets up away. This ball gets yanked back down and in, but it doesn't matter. Locks up Smoke and first out of the inning.
Jose Bautista. Oh no. Bautista, a couple strikeouts tonight. And again, a pitch wide. Bautista 9 of 52 against Archer. 3 of those hits home runs. Takes a big cut there. 2-0 on the fastball.
Power v power. Well, now Archer can go back to the slider if he wants. It's a
and he misses down with the hard stuff. 3-1.
Yeah, you understand, you know, you're Jose Bautista not having a typical Bautista-like year, but still a dangerous hitter in that batter's box. And when you go up against him with the fastball and you're going to challenge him with it in a hitter's count, you have a tendency sometimes to overthrow it.
And there is the slider. Archer wanted that called down, says Chad Fairchild. And so he walks Bautista with 1 out in the 6th.
I thought maybe he would go to that pitch. Obviously, the 2-1 count. He did not. Went with it in the 3-1 count. I don't think he wanted to tempt fate. Fastball after fastball after fastball, and he just missed that one at the bottom of the zone.
First walk given up by Archer tonight. Well, Archer's been pretty good with that part of the lineup. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts in there, and now a walk. And here's Morales. 1 ball, no strikes. And he's behind Morales. 2-0.
You know, the Rays had a lot of success against Morales up in Toronto, and a lot of it was off-speed stuff. He was hammering fastballs against this team earlier in the year, and I don't care how hard you threw. Rays took a different tact up in Toronto, more breaking balls, more change-ups, and they were able to keep him down.
Two and 1. He was 1 for 3 against Archer with a double, and Archer's outing up there. And boy, throughout his career, he came into this game 16 of 28 with 6 doubles and 3 home runs against Archer. Pitch is a strike at the knees. 2-2. Rays start to get some action up in the bullpen. Archer right now at 100 pitches. Jennings will join the right-hander Cishek, so the righty and the lefty up. And a cut and a miss. And he comes back to get him. Strikeout number 10 for Archer. So a big out number 2, and here it is.
Stays with the slider and is headed to cover first, just in case.
Well, here is Steve Pearce, 0 for 2. 1-0. Pearce a fly ball to center and a ground ball to second on the night. That's a strike.
A frog jump. We're getting it a lot here in the 6th.
And a fly ball lifted toward left center. That's Dickerson to make the catch, and that retires the side. No Rays, a walk and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Rays. Orioles opened this game with his 4th home run of the year, connecting in the first. The Rays came back in the bottom of their first when Lucas Duda hit one out to right field. Corey Dickerson got into the act with a solo homer in the Rays' second before Kevin Kiermaier tripled into right center. That chased home 2 more to cap a 3-run inning. Blue Jays added 2 in the 5th. The Rays 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Chris Archer has gone 6 and has 10 strikeouts. Ryan Goins with a big base hit driving in a run in the 5th inning. And now Echeverria leading off. 1 strike to count on him in the bottom of the 6th. Base hit over the head of Smoke into right, and Echeverria is 2 for 3 tonight. So a line drive single the other way, and the Rays collect their 8th hit.
I'll tell you, when Echeverria is willing to go up the middle the other way, that is when he is at his very best. And we have seen him when he's gotten on these little mini rolls. A lot of the time, he's going to right field. Pitchers are going to have a tendency to pitch you down in a way, and your willingness to go the other way pays off.
Yeah, the home run he hit in the game Sunday in the Mariners series was to right center, and he drove that ball hard that way and got great distance on it. Kiermaier fouls it back. Triple on a home run.
That's that pitch where he caught right underneath. You see that the hips really fire there at contact, and you catch that ball with all that backspin. See you later.
Base hit through the hole on the left side. Echeverria stops at second. Kiermaier has his 2nd hit tonight. Rays now have 3 hits off Leon, the 3rd pitcher of the night. Blue Jays more action in the bullpen. The big lefty Mesa gets up and starts to throw.
Well, the Blue Jays right now are trying to do is to keep the floodgates from opening. Rays a 2-run lead here, 2 base hits the other way. Immediate threat here in the 6th.
Lucas Duda. He shoots it, a catch by Smoke, and he's going to get a double play. He grabbed it, and Kiermaier is doubled off first. Boy, there's nothing you can do about that. And low liner, and Smoke made a heck of a play to catch it.
Yep, and you see a clear catch. The glove then hit the chalk line. And that's what you wondered initially, but you could see that ball clearly into the glove first. And you're right, there's nothing you can do there. Position great, and Kevin Cash coming out there to talk, but when they take a look at this, they're going to see it was a clear catch, and then the glove hit the dirt, hit the chalk, and kicked it up. Kind of thought maybe that was the ball on a short hop, but that was the glove after the catch.
So Kevin's satisfied with his conversation. There's another look.
And that ball caught. Now it's going to kick up that right there, and Smoke doubles him off. A quick call or the right call?
Oh, the Rays, they really had something cooking, and that double play puts a damper on it. But Echeverria is still in scoring position with 2 outs for Evan Longoria. Evan opened the 5th with a double, went to 3rd on what was ruled an error on the center fielder Carrera, and eventually scored. Pitch to Evan is a strike. backhanded stop there by Montero to block that pitch. 1-1. A short hop and got the mitt down there and blocked it, kept it in front of him. Play up the right field side.
Good numbers overall, and everything from Leon here has been down and away to Evan. We've seen in the past when he gets to 2 strikes, if you want to stay down and away, he'll try to go to right field with you, especially with this runner in scoring position. And that's why they're going to crowd it.
He fouls it behind Charlie Montoyo.
That's a team, that's a battery who's paid some attention here. You keep going down and away, and like I said, especially with 2 strikes, he's willing to just take that base hit the other way, and in this case maybe drive in a run. So they try to come hard in and may go right back out away now after establishing that fastball in.
And he fouls it the other way.
Did you see that swing? He wasn't late on that pitch because the velocity, even though it was good, he's trying to shoot that ball the other way. Look at him wait on it, and you can see him trying to get down there and shoot that ball. Doesn't quite get there in time. You want to let it travel? Not that far.
Down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, that's what 95 does for you too, from Leon on that pitch. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now. 2 outs. Echeverria off second base. Rays have a 2-run lead, trying to make it 3. And that will do the job. Base hit into center. Echeverria is going to score. That ball rolls to the deep part of the park, and Evans on his way to third. He'll wind up there standing up without a play. And the Rays on the triple by Longoria tack on another run and again have a 3-run lead. It's 6-3.
Well, they just kept going down and away. And look at Evan just go out there to cover it. He says, forget about going the other way. I'll just rifle this thing up the middle. But he covered all of that stuff. That wasn't a bad pitch. But however, when you've thrown 6, 7, 8 of them in the same exact spot, it becomes predictable. And Evan takes advantage.
Well, Leon faced 6 hitters, gave up 4 hits, and that hard hit line drive that was turned into a double play off the bat of Duda. Pitching change coming right here. The Rays lead 6-3. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, the Minnesota Twins occupy the second wild card spot right now, and they've been led by Byron Buxton with a 12-game hitting streak, hitting .400 with 12 runs batted in, and Aaron Judge with those 37 consecutive games with a strikeout, tying the MLB record held by right-hander Bill Stoneman when he pitched for the Montreal Expos. And so far tonight, Judge is 1 for 1 with 3 walks. The Yankees have a 9-1 lead on the Tigers in the middle of the 6th in Detroit. So we'll see if that streak continues or not. Tim Meza becomes pitcher number 4. Logan Morrison, strike to count to him. 0-2. Longoria has picked up his second triple of the year. He doubled in the 5th. One and two. Well, the count will square. Ray saw Meza a couple times in that series up in Toronto. On to face Morrison here in the bottom of the 6th. Morrison lifts the fly ball into left. Pierce is there to catch it. The Rays add a run. We're through 6, and the Rays lead this game 6-3.
Up 6-3. In fact, that is the prediction that my demo day partner, Dougie Weckner,
right.
you predicted a 6-3 win. Also, we've been talking a lot about the similarities and the things about hitting and pitching. Dougie, what is a pitcher trying to do as far as with his release point?
Something that people never talk about. Look, as a release point, doesn't matter if you're here, or like Steve Cishek, here. As long as everything looks like a fastball out of your hands, you're doing your job. Oh, if I'm releasing right here and a ball pops out of my hand at the release point, what does that tell you as a hitter?
Yeah, it's totally. So what is a hitter trying to do is at the release point, I'm trying to pick it up right here in what you call a box. I'm trying to box that ball up as a right-handed hitter. That's all I'm concentrating on. I'm not looking anywhere over here, nothing around. I'm in tunnel vision, and I'm looking for that box. And what ends up happening, hopefully, if I'm really honed in for the more advanced hitters, I might see that ball flip out. I might see the curveball come up, and I literally go up. Now I know I got the quick reaction. All right, it's a breaking pitch, stay back. If I see it kind of come straight out, all right, it's a fastball. sometimes it's a little hard to really be that quick, but at least what I know I'm trying to do is box them up. The guys that are tough are the guys that do have some different angles, or maybe block there and hold the ball a little longer and give you a lot of elbows and arms and legs in order for me to get here. That's the key for me, is that box. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, fellas. Breaks it down and makes it seem a lot easier than it is. One strike the count here as Dan Jennings is on in relief, and Echeverria takes care of the ground ball hit by Montero.
Yeah, and speaking of the topic that he was talking about, there's a few guys I'd like to box up too.
I've seen some of those guys too.
Yeah, you see a lot of them.
Well, 61st appearance overall for Jennings. 3-1. And now Darwin Barney's going to hit for Carrera. And the pitch is a strike. Archer worked 6 innings. Gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits, a walk, and 10 strikeouts. Gave up the home run. 104 pitches, 68 for strikes. Barney fouls it out of play. Goins on deck. Cutting a miss. Fastball got up there in the mid-90s from Jennings. And a strikeout, 2 gone.
Somebody enjoyed the off day. I mean, hump up in a heater, middle up, and just overpower Barney coming off the bench. A great job of driving that pitch right through Wilson Ramos.
Now Ryan Goins, the second baseman. Jennings comes in throwing strikes.
Yeah, that's one of the things too. When you're going to throw a fastball, your mindset, you don't want to think about, I'm going to throw this fastball to Wilson Ramos. I'm going to throw this fastball through Wilson Ramos. You're thinking about 2 feet past him, and that really will allow you mentally and then physically to drive the ball towards home plate.
1-1. Skip that one back. Jennings, part of the bullpen additions, and they have been good.
Well, tonight have a lead to work with as they try to close it out.
1-2.
Unfortunately, a lot of the good work done by this bullpen has been trying to keep the Rays in the game, not finish off the opposition. Tonight they have that chance.
Jennings ahead in the count. Now it's 2-2. Milwaukee on deck. Toronto in here after being swept by the Chicago Cubs. Chopper, that's a foul ball. Like the Rays, they had yesterday off, but in Sunday's game, they scored a couple runs in the top of the 10th inning in Chicago, but then gave up 3 to lose that game in extra innings. El Dorado Furniture invites you to settle in with us Tuesday. The Rays will take on the Blue Jays again. Our coverage begins right here on Fox Sports Sun at 6:30. Stroman against Pruitt, the pitching matchup. 2-2. Owens got a little piece of that one to stay alive. Fouling it away and holds the count at 2-2. Jays dropped that game to the Cubs 6-5. And were swept by Chicago. Fly ball lifted into short center. Here comes Kiermaier making the call. And 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. We're in the middle of the 7th. 6-3 Rays. On Rays Live, the pregame show, again presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Austin Pruitt will do the pitching for the Rays. We'll hear from him. And Orestes and Doug will have the pleasure of breaking down two of the premier center fielders in this game, Kevin Kiermaier and Kevin Pillar. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, some wholesale defensive changes. We'll get to those in a moment. Steven Souza Jr. will lead off against the left-hander Tim Meza. Meza got Morrison on a fly ball to left to end the 6th. Ball and no strikes. That pinch hit by Barney Carrera set off a chain reaction here in this inning. Cut and a miss. It's 1-1. All kinds of defensive maneuvers now by Toronto as a result of Barney hitting for Carrera. And we'll lead off by sending Donaldson over to third. Goins goes from second to short. And that's Barney taking over at second. So Goins went over to short. Bautista had moved from third base to right field. And with Pillar and Carrera, who previously occupied center, that vacancy filled now by Aoki. So that pinch hit set in motion 5 defensive changes.
Just basically getting everybody back to where they belong, except for Aoki, because Pillar got run for something.
There you go. So there you are. Pierce, Aoki, Bautista in the outfield left to right. Fly ball into left, and Pierce is there to make the catch. Souza Jr. is the first out in the 7th inning.
This really could have been my first mid to late game reset the defense. Brought to you by our very good friends.
Well, let's try it. See how that works now.
No, you did a fabulous job of it. You got him right back in position. Well, here it is. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. There's a freebie for you. In the outfield, left to right, Pierce, Aoki, and Bautista. And across the infield, third to first, what we've normally seen. Donaldson, Goins, Barney, and Smoke. Montero behind the plate.
Feel refreshed here in the 7th.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda do.
Kind of resets everything for us.
For a big finish.
Yeah, refocus. Get the refocus going. That's important.
I got a little adrenaline rush right there. That's usually when it's go time for us.
Yeah. We might have run into something by mistake, which we occasionally do. The 0-1 pitch is down. It's now 1-1. Rays have some action in their bullpen as they bat against Tim Meza. One and two. Dickerson homered in the 2nd inning. Boxberger on the right side of your screen, and that's Tommy Hunter. Brad Boxberger and Tommy Hunter getting ready in the right field bullpen. That's a chop, going to be fair. Knocked down by Donaldson. Well, he holds him to a single. Otherwise, he had a good shot at 2. Dickerson is on for the 2nd time. Base hit this time.
Yeah, at least you can see the call being made already. That ball over the bag in fair territory, and Donaldson able to bare hand knock it down.
Your attention, please. Defensive changes for Toronto. Remaining in the game and playing second base. Number 18, Darwin Marty. Moving to shortstop, Ryan Goins. Moving to third base.
Wilson Ramos will be the hitter. A couple of hits tonight for the Rays catcher. And a run batted in and a run scored. Dickerson takes off, and the pitch is popped foul, headed for the stands. Strike 1.
Corey Dickerson had that bag stolen with ease. Tim Meza, big leg kick, slower to the plate, and Dickerson had a jump. He was gone. You see that big leg kick, and he had that. No question.
And a foul ball off the fastball.
Sped up that delivery home right there. A little modified leg kick by Meza after what Dickerson had done to him.
It's popped up on the infield. Darwin Barney in a hurry, lost that ball, and now Dickerson's going to advance to second. All of a sudden, Barney saw that thing drifting on him, and he had to try to get back in a hurry and could not get back there in time.
Now this is where the panic starts in, and you can see him wheeling back. Quick back pedal, but he doesn't get there in time, and then it's off the glove, which makes it even worse because the ball starts to move away from him, and that allows Dickerson to move up to second with ease.
So that's going to go as a base hit. Dickerson to second, and Ramos now at first. The Rays have an even dozen in the hitting department. Brad Miller has walked twice, the ball to the track and left in the 5th. He has a run scored. Pitch is too high. Skied to center. Aoki is under it. Makes the catch. Surrounded that fly ball. So 2 on with 2 outs. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters during a home game, visit CaneStrikeout.com and obtain a printed home voucher to take to any Cane's Furniture store within 7 days and receive a coupon for a free Whoppers sandwich combo meal from Burger King. Chris Archer had 10 strikeouts. Jennings has added 1, so the staff with 11 strikeouts tonight. And here's Adeiny Hechavarria. A 2-hit night for the Rays shortstop. Takes it foul the other way. Back on the fastball at 94. The Rays started this game 4 games back for the second wild card spot behind Minnesota, and separated from Minnesota by the Angels, the Mariners, the Royals, the Rangers, and the Orioles. So it's a little crowded. Now the runner takes off for third, and Dickerson would have had that, but it's fouled. See the wild card situation here. Rays 4 back, Toronto 5. Baltimore trailing Oakland 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th in Baltimore. The Rays interested in that score, of course. Minnesota has a 2-1 lead against the White Sox in Chicago. That's in the bottom of the 5th. And Hechavarria is out on strikes. Tried to check, could not. So we're going to go to the 8th with the Rays holding a 6-3 lead. Opening this series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Tommy Hunter will take over. Archer worked 6, Jennings 1, and now Tommy Hunter.
47th appearance, ERA just over 2. More than a strikeout an inning to go along with just 11 walks. Power stuff. That fastball, we saw it in his last outing get up to 99. Got a cutter, 94, 95, a slider on top of that. But everything with Tommy Hunter is firm.
Just a quick reminder of Rays Live, the post game presented by WB Mason. Rich Orestes and Doug will be breaking down the hot hitting of Wilson Ramos. We'll hear from Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, and we'll have interviews from the clubhouse courtesy of Alex Cordry. Tommy Hunter's first pitch in the 8th is a fastball at 96. In there, strike to Nori Aoki. Aoki homered in the first, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Trying to quicken his swing right there. Finds himself down 0-2. Well, Hunter's stuff is hot. Fastball, that cutter.
And then the slider.
Yep.
I mean, he works at 83, mid-90s, and like I said, we saw in his last outing that fastball get up to 99. I don't know if we've seen that all season.
The pitch is down. Ball 2 strikes. On deck is Josh Donaldson. He's pitching with 11 strikeouts tonight. Archer reaching 10 for the 9th time this year. And Jennings impressive in the 7th inning, a 1-2-3 inning, and a strikeout for Dan Jennings. And this one comes back and is strike 3 call. Hunter gets Aoki looking. Well, our Toyota inside look and 0 in on the 2, 3, and 4 hitters tonight. Donaldson 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Smoke 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Bautista 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. So a combined 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts and a walk. For the big bats of Donaldson, Smoke, and Bautista. And they've still managed to score 3 runs. How about that?
Yeah, that may be more newsworthy than, you know, the way that they've been controlled here tonight. Because so often your best guys are going in those spots, especially now where you see lineups get dangerous right out of the leadoff spot. I mean, you put some guys up there that can hit some home runs, that can do some damage, and they get their best hitters out there right away. And boy, you hold them down to that line, above and beyond the call of duty.
There's a shot. That ball is going to get out of here. And Donaldson breaks up all of that with his 21st home run. And it's a 6-4 ball game. Well, Donaldson on a 2-1 pitch hits it into the seats and left.
And a ball that stayed up and right into his swing. And for Tommy Hunter, he's given up just 5 home runs on the season. 3 of them have come in his last 5 outings, and that was just a spinner that stayed middle right around the belt. And Donaldson head down and right through that pitch.
Now there's a strike to Justin Smoke.
Guess you weren't going to keep him down all night.
Well, it's tough to do with those hitters. I've seen enough of them to know that for sure.
You're not kidding. That's Donaldson's 5th home run against the Rays in his last 5 games played against them.
Chopper, that's a foul ball. Says Lance Barrett. Pretty close. Lefty's house up again. He was up much earlier, and Loop has joined him. That takes care of Smoke. He's out on strikes. So 2 outs with the bases empty and a run home.
Number 19, Jose Bautista.
Overpower 98. You can see Smoke going down and trying to lift that pitch.
The count to Jose Bautista. One. Bautista drew a walk in the 6th inning. And he just missed there. Two on the count. Ground ball shortstop, Echeverria right there, and the throw to first in time. A run on the home run by Donaldson. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 6-4 Rays.
And 6-4. Good guys looking good right now. And speaking of good or great, a great pitching performance really on the way that our boy Archer pitched against Josh Donaldson.
Yep.
And walk me through these three punch outs.
Yeah, first of all, slider down and away, and he was locked in all night with the slider. Fastball, he set him up with sliders, then went fastball behind, and not to mention these fastballs are coming in at 96, 97 miles an hour, Earl. And then Tommy Hunter obviously hanging a slider up in the zone and
That's a different one. I mean, and that's really the basic thing, a really kind of funky swing right there. But the main thing about that, again, and we talk about it with any pitcher from 10 to 30 to 40 to 20, and I don't care, it's pitch location. And Dougie, explain what happened on those first three.
Yeah, well, what Chris Archer was doing so well is he was starting his slider middle of the plate, breaking it off to the outer third. And he was doing it at 90 miles an hour, so it's very tough to pick up. And then he's freezing Donaldson on a fastball, so Donaldson is tracking sliders the entire time. Slider starts on the outside corner, breaks about 3 inches off the plate. And then he's freezing him with a fastball, 97, straight behind it. It's very tough to pick up as a hitter.
Yeah, but the one that really he was able to hit was that slider that came in through here. That's the Tommy Hunter slider. With that big hitch that he's got, and then he's able to kind of almost just put the bat on the ball right here. But again, it's the trajectory of the pitch. That pitch is over there. He swings and misses through it and maybe punch out at the 4th time. But that pitch being a hanger, he's able to straight through it, keep his hands back, throw the knob at the ball, boom. Kind of a funky swing, but he's so powerful. 5th home run, as B.A. said, in the last 5 games. B.A., that's a guy you do not want to miss out over the middle of the plate.
Well, yeah, no question about that, especially with how he's been swinging the bat. And You know, you're not trying to do that, but sometimes you just miss a pitch, you get around it. You guys were talking earlier about the hand placement on that slider. You get around a pitch and it just ends up spinning up there, and it's screaming hit me as it comes to the plate. And Donaldson right now locked in, and he did just that.
And Duda tried to check and is out on strikes on this pitch. 2 gone here in the 8th. They're not messing around with those tonight, and he tried to check but is out. Out on strikes. So 2 gone. Now it's Evan Longoria. TJ House had been at Buffalo. He'd seen some big league action with Cleveland going back to as far back as 2014. Well, Evan has doubled and tripled tonight. 2 for 4. And that's a fly ball into right. Caught out there, and Longoria's out, and so are the Rays. In the 8th, we go to the 9th. 6-4 Rays. Ninth inning. Rays with the lead. Our Bonefish catch up the game. And for that, we go back to the very first inning. And Steve Pearce out there in left field. Full speed ahead and a dive and a little body landing out there on the ball hit by Logan Morrison. And here in the 9th, Alex Colomé comes on. 36 of 41 in the save department. Making his 53rd appearance. And he will face Kendrys Morales to lead off.
Those 36 saves now lead Major League Baseball, able to overtake Derek. Not Derek.
Greg.
That's one. That Holland.
Yeah. Oh, a ground ball base hit up the middle. Morales is aboard on the first pitch. Well, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the Wednesday Showdown. Driven by GMC. Stroman and Pruitt the matchup. We'll be with you. Our coverage right here begins at 6:30 tomorrow. Austin Pruitt on the hill. Now here's Steve Pearce.
He's drawn some tough matchups here the last few weeks. Another one tomorrow.
Pitch is down a bit. Pearce a fly ball to center, ground ball to second, and a fly ball to left, and 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts in prior matchups against Colomé. 2-0.
Rays loading up on the left side. Brad Miller pulled around. Echeverria. Picket fence wide open on the right, especially with Morrison holding the runner on.
And a base hit through the left side. That's going to send Morales over to third. And a play at second. In there, head first. Pierce gets in there. And with that, suddenly the Blue Jays have put 2 men aboard the potential tying run at second base now.
Steve Pierce gets the count in his favor. He's going to get the fastball here, middle away, and he just hammers it right through that left side. And you've got to hit it hard to get it through the D. And then how about the hustle? Get himself here into scoring position and then hug that bag as the tag's applied.
So 2 on with nobody out in the 9th. And now Miguel Montero. Officially 0 for 3. And a high fly ball back into center field. Kiermaier back to catch it. Tag at third. He will score. The throw comes to third. And in standing there is Pierce. It's a 4-3 ball game. And Montero drives in a run with a fly ball.
Boy, all of that. And that hustle by Steve Pierce to get to second base. And now the fastball here hit to center field and deep enough. It's going to score the run, of course. But Pierce, Kevin Kiermaier lines up to make a play. That ball sails on him a little bit. Pierce gets into third, and now in a 1-run game, you got the runner at third here with less than 2.
And Darwin Barney is the hitter. All of this within 5 pitches in the top of the 9th.
We may be getting a runner here too. Exactly. Refsnyder. Rob Refsnyder is going to pinch run for Steve Pierce.
So Refsnyder takes over in third. Tepera had been up in the bullpen for Toronto, and he's joined by Roberto Osuna. The infield comes up, and it's Barney and Colomé right here. And a ground ball headed to second. Miller with a little toss to first for the second out, and a very big out there.
You know, Darwin Barney, his approach at the plate right there, the way that he choked up on the bat, he had a 2-strike approach on the first pitch of the AB, and not a very aggressive swing here too, reaching down and away and just tapping that ball to Brad Miller. But the way that he got in the box, the way that he was holding the bat, told you that he was taking a defensive approach there from pitch number 1, and Colomé takes full advantage of it.
Now Ryan Goins, and here's Goins, who's been so good, as we mentioned earlier in the night, with men in scoring position. Drove in 2 runs with a base hit back in the 5th. And this pitch in the dirt, and it's blocked by Ramos.
Now the plus side there is that ball well out in front of Ramos, but it was directly in front of him. Didn't have a lot of side-to-side movement. Did you see this ball straight down, and he just covers up. Big-bodied catcher keeps it right in front.
Goins 2 for 3 tonight. Potential tying run at third in a 6-5 ball game. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Morales has scored. Refsnyder, the pinch runner, at third. 2 gone, a 1-1 count on Ryan Goins. And a liner into right will be caught by Souza Jr. And the Rays win this one. It's a 6-5 final. 6-12-0 for the Rays. 9 left, 5-7-1, 4 left for the Blue Jays. Archer's going to get the win, 9-7, and the 37th save of the year for the Rays right-hander Alex Colomé. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame presented by W.B. Mason, comes your way next.